So this problem says if f of x is equal to 4 root x times x cubed minus root x plus 5, find f prime of x and convert your answer to radicals and positive exponents. So the first thing I would do is I would use the rule of x to the power, or excuse me, the b root of x to the power of a is equal to x to the a over b. So I'm going to write this as my original function is 4 times x to the power of the exponent on x, since it's not written, is an invisible 1, and the root of an invisible root is a root of 2. So this is x to the 1 over 2. And then times x to the power of 3 minus, this is going to be the same thing here, 8x to the power of 1 over 2, and then plus 5. So now if we distribute, then we get 4 times x to the power of 1 over 2 times x to the third. We get 4x to the power of, if you have like bases, you add the exponents. So this would be 1/2 plus 3. We can write 3 as 3 over 1 and then make a common denominator by multiplying top and bottom by 2. And that gives us 1/2 plus 6 over 2, which is 7 over 2. So this would be x to the 7 over 2 minus 4 times 8 is 32. X to the power of 1/2 plus 1/2 is just 1. So that would be x to the 1. We don't have to write a 1. So that term's done. Then 4 times 5 is 20, and then bring over the x to the power of 1/2. Okay, so this is still my function, but now I have all separate terms, so I can take my derivative. So f prime of x is equal to, I'm going to use the power rule, take my 7/2, multiply it by 4. 7/2 times 4 would be 28 over 2. X to the power of 7/2 minus 1 would be 7 over 2 minus 2 over 2, which is 5 over 2. Minus, we have the 32x to the power of 1, so using the power rule, this just goes to 32. And then plus 20 times 1/2 is 10x to the power of 1/2 minus 1 is 1/2 minus 2/2, which is equal to negative 1/2. Okay, so now it says, or we can simplify, 28 over 2 is 14. And then we have, it says to convert your answer to radicals and positive exponents. So we can leave a positive exponent if we want. We can leave this as x to the 5 over 2 minus 32 plus this negative exponent. We can make that positive by moving it to the denominator. So we can make that 10 to the power of positive 1/2. So it says that we can put it in radicals if we want, or positive exponents. So I would just leave it as this answer. And then when it says to find f prime of 3, we can plug in 3 for all the x's. So this would be 14 times 3 to the power of 5/2 minus 32 plus 10 over radical 3, or that's actually, I'll leave it as 3 to the power of 1/2. So it says to enter an exact answer, no decimal equivalents. So we just want to simplify this down if we can. This would be 14 times, we can make this the square root of 3 to the power of 5 minus 32 plus 10 over the square root of 3, using our, going back to a radical form. And then if we take this 3 to the power of 5, we could take 4 of those out to the front. So 3 to the power of 4, if we move it to the front, that would be 3 squared, or 9. So we can multiply 14 times 9 is 126. So that's 126 radical 3 minus 32 plus, we generally want to rationalize our denominators. We don't want to leave a radical in the denominator. So let's multiply this by radical 3 over radical 3. And that makes 10 radical 3 over radical 3 times radical 3 is just 3. So now we can combine this just a bit more by adding these two terms. 126 plus 10 over 3. We can make this a common denominator by making this a 3, multiplying this by 3. 126 times 3 is 378 over 3 plus 10 over 3. So that would make 388 over 3. So we would have 388 root 3 over 3 minus 32 would be our exact answer. So I hope this homework help problem was helpful for you. If it was, please subscribe to my channel and share with anybody who you think you might find this helpful.